Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Ortiz, and I'm going to walk you through my midterm project. So I'm just going to go ahead, close that. All right. So I decided to do the Skillshare course based on the course made by Daniel Scott on creating website mock-ups using Adobe Photoshop. So here we have two artboards. In Photoshop here, one for the desktop version 960 pixels and one for the mobile version 360 pixels. You can create artboards using this menu button right here, hit new artboard, and then you can go ahead and customize the name, customize the width and the height. For web design, the height is based upon the content, how much content you have on your page, and then the width is dependent on the screen that you want to design for. So the backgrounds, we're going to go through layer by layer here. The template that was provided with this course provides helpful column guides. So if you make this visible right here, it shows 4 opaque rectangles to help you evenly distribute items in your page. So I have 4 icons evenly distributed, 4 columns of pictures evenly distributed, and then 3 columns for my team contacts here. So for each of the backgrounds, I just used the rectangle tool, dragged and clicked, or clicked and dragged across to make my backgrounds for each of these. So if we go right here into our box nav, you can see that the nav bar is created with a black rectangle and its opacity is down to 54%. Then I use the horizontal text tool to make my text, dragging across and selecting fonts that I downloaded from Google Fonts for my project. So you can see the 2 texts here. On the ARS logo text, I added a layer style under, if you double click the layer and you check off stroke, set it to 3 pixels and the fill at black. I did the same thing for this text down here, just set it to purple fill with a gold stroke on the outside. The subtitle is white text, and then for the picture, for the background, I decided to first you have to file place embedded for the picture, and then what I did was if you go here to the divider, hold down Option. Nope, excuse me 1 second, it's just buffering. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back to blurry. If you go ahead and hold down Option in between the divider of the 2 photos, or to the layers, I'm sorry, make sure the photo is on top of the layer that you want to clip to. Hold down Option, and you see that box with the arrow pointing down. That will allow for it to clip inside. So if I unclip it right now, you'll see it overlapping and not staying within the box that I made behind it. You can see the blue outline that I made. So holding down Option in between the dividers clips it inside. So I did the same thing for this shape right here. I just did the rectangle tool. If you hold down here, go to the rectangle tool, hold down Shift, click and drag across like so. Creates a square, evenly distributed, and then you just place an embedded file for the image and then clip it onto the shape. Text is the same thing for above. The icons are downloaded from iconfinder.com. Make sure they're PNG files to show transparency. Again, just white text across there. It's all shown here. Again, the SB7s is clipped to the rectangle. Services. For all of these, I did a color overlay to make sure they were purple to go along with the theme of the web page. So they were originally gray. If you just double click again to go to layer styles, check on the color overlay and set the opacity to 100% and change the color by clicking on here. And then for the portfolio, again, these are all just rectangles. Quick tip, if you drag across and create one rectangle over here, you can click your move tool by clicking V on the keyboard, hold down Option, click and drag, and you create a duplicate. You can see the 2 layers that I've created here. If I hold down Command, select both of them, I can then hold down Option, click and drag, and now I've created 2 more. Do the same thing, Command to select the new 2 layers, have all 4 selected, and making 4 new ones. So I'm just going to undo that. So with that, created all of my rectangles, clipped all the images by embedding them, and then clipping the layer to the rectangles behind them. Same thing for underneath here. I just had the circles made with the ellipse tool over here, and then the images were put on top as a layer and then clipped to the circles behind it. Again, more text, more rectangles made with the rectangle tool with some text on top of it, along with this submit button. It just has gold fill and black text inside. This right here is an icon from Icon Founder with a color overlay. Again, doing the double click and going to the layer styles. You can also go to layer and go to layer style and do the color overlay as well. So when I went and did my mobile version, all I had to do was hold down command, select the multiple layers, and then control click and duplicate the layers. And it actually gives you an option to duplicate them over to the new artboard, which at that point, all you have to do is just resize them however you want to make sure that it goes along with your responsiveness of the mobile version. Now, if I go over here to my mobile part and select, I have a folder here, mobile dropdown. This is a responsive layer to show what would happen when you actually hit this menu button over here. So you see this menu icon was created with 3 small little rectangles. You hit the mobile drop down, make it visible. Now you have a purple rectangle that's at 90% opacity, some gold text, and 2 rectangles to make the X to show the responsiveness of the app. And that is my midterm project. Thank you for watching.